suffered a horrible terrorist attack that was followed through by ISIS. And I put out a video about that, stating that we really need to be watchful and prayerful because that same thing could happen here. So today in the news, it was reported that the FBI has officially issued a terrifying warning about ISIS holiday terror attacks. We really need to listen to this. Before I share the rest of this article with you, let me show you something else. Federal agents make a massive discovery at the Texas border. ISIS is here. It says the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has confirmed that 8 Syrians were taken into custody at the Laredo port of entry. And here's something else. China takes military action against ISIS after 2 hostages are executed. China has confirmed that ISIS has executed a Chinese national in the Middle East. The Chinese ministry has vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice. It's kind of sad when you think about the people who have been American citizens who have had harm done to them or been imprisoned over in the Middle East, yet our nation doesn't do anything about it. Before I share the rest of the first initial article I showed you about the FBI's terror warning, I want to share with you a photo message that a friend of mine sent to me on Facebook. Now, this was sent to her by a friend of hers, so this message doesn't come from my friend, but from her friend. And it's pretty chilling if you put it together with this FBI warning. I don't know if this is something or not, but I was asked to get this out. I have someone in my family that is in a secret military unit, and today he told his wife that something is going bad and it is going to happen in the next 2 weeks. He didn't say what or exactly when because he could get in trouble just saying this much. Please don't use my name, but people need to keep close to home the next 2 weeks, and please stay home on Black Friday. That's all I was told. I can't share this on Facebook because they could trace it back to my family member easily and he could be in serious trouble. I thought maybe you could share it with Lynn Leoz since you're friends with her and she could get this info out there to warn people. I just can't tell people. People need to know. Please pray about it as well. Thanks and God bless. So if you put that together with these news clips I'm sharing with you, this message, and by the way, the person who sent me this is a very, very close friend, and she is very trustworthy, very good, honest, wholesome, righteous woman of God. So I wanted to get that out to you and let you know about it. So again, I don't have much information. That's all I have. I don't know who this was. I don't know if I know this person or not because I wasn't given a name or any other information, but just be aware of this and let's at least pray about it. So let's get back to the article. It says the holidays are approaching, which means celebrating Thanksgiving with family and friends, setting up the Christmas decorations, the Christmas tree and lights, shopping for presents, celebrating the incoming new year, and thanks to Obama, the threat of terrorist attacks by ISIS savages. Now, according to the Washington Times, in the shadows of last Friday's Paris attacks, senior FBI officials on the front lines of the war on terrorism see a new round of threats rising and worry they don't have the resources to stop all potential terror attacks before they happen, which could leave millions of Americans vulnerable. Officials familiar with the Bureau's preparations, speaking only on condition of anonymity, said Director James Comey has put a brave public face on the Bureau's fight against ISIS that masks significant tensions behind the scenes with the Obama administration. Here's what the unnamed official said. He said, "We have suspects we've been tracking that have gone dark because we can no longer follow their encrypted activities. Physical surveillance can only take us so far, and the urgency to solve the gap in the political realm isn't there," one unmanned official said. Another official said, "The administration has a calming public storyline that we have this all under control and life can go on as normal. But we're one crack in the sidewalk away from a tragedy, and that crack could be an encrypted message we can't follow, a lead we couldn't resource, or a refugee who slips in like we saw in Paris." Conservative Tribune explains that the greatest fear of the FBI over the next several weeks is that the Islamic State group has plotted and planned Paris-style attacks within the U.S., utilizing fighters armed with small arms, grenades, and suicide belts who could attack soft targets like retail stores, restaurants, sporting events, and other locations where large numbers of people gather. The attackers could look and act just like everyday Americans until they strike with weapons we haven't seen in terror attacks here, summarized one official. This is truly frightening, and it would be highly advisable for Americans to remain aware of their situation and surroundings while going about their business this holiday season. The threat our nation faces is likely greater than the resources and capabilities of those tasked with stopping it. You have it right there. So the FBI has now issued a terror warning about possible holiday terror attacks. And like I said, it could be that they know something that we don't know. And then there's this that I just showed you a little bit ago, that the federal agents discovered ISIS trying to cross our border, where it said the Department of Homeland Security has confirmed that 8 Syrians were taken into custody at the Laredo port of entry. Really, to be honest with you, that number there, 8, that's not a lot. I guarantee there's literally thousands here in the United States of America, sleeper cells, waiting for that call to wake up and get their job done, which will not be good for us. And then I showed you how China is taking military action against ISIS after 2 hostages were executed. This is getting very serious. Now we have an official FBI warning. Maybe nothing will happen. What if our worst nightmares, or one of them, were to take place? We never expected 9/11. The people in Paris didn't expect what happened just last week. So let us definitely be watchful and be prayerful on this. Don't just brush it off. I know there's been a lot of people out there, and I've reported on it to you, saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen. And thank God it doesn't. You know, maybe it's possible some of those things were going to happen, but because people prayed about it, God kept it from happening. So let us definitely pray about this, because prayer is very powerful. It is one of our weapons of spiritual warfare, and there is definitely some major, evil, dark spiritual warfare going on all over the world right now. Thank you, and God bless you. Okay, so here's another one I just got in the email. It says, former Al-Qaeda terrorist warns another attack coming within the next 2 weeks. A former member of Al-Qaeda in Yemen warned Tuesday that a terror attack is likely within the next 2 weeks. Morton Storm, an ex-terrorist who later became a double agent for the CIA, told Fox News host Megyn Kelly that he believes an attack is imminent. I believe that within the next 2 weeks we will have an attack, he said. Again, strange that the note that was sent to me on Facebook in a photo message mentioned the next 2 weeks. Could this be something? I don't know. I'm just reporting it to you, but let's pray about this.